Hi guys, rubber band power time again. This is one of my old rubber band powered cars, made from a plastic spirit level from Poundland, and CDs for wheels and bottle caps for the hubs and bamboo canes for the axles. And I've had an idea that I want to try out, so this is a convenient way of trying it. I want to make it work like a Mousetrap car without a mousetrap. What I intend to do is add a bit of wood like this, like the arm that we usually put on the Mousetrap cars to give it a bit more movement. Oh, that's rain. Quick passing shower, hopefully. Yeah, pivot it here somewhere. Attach the rubber band at the bottom to pull it that way, so the rubber band will be attached here somewhere, so that will tend to pull it that way, and at the same time at this end we'll attach this end with a bit of string to the back axle, so that's it in its tensioned position, and then when we let it go, rubber band will pull it that way, that'll pull the arm up, that'll pull the string that's round the axle and make the axle move. We haven't got a lot of space under here, so it's probably going to have to be quite powerful rubber band. But I'll drill a hole through here for the pivot and we'll see how it goes. All ready to run. So I've got a bit of bent wire here for the hook. I've got quite a few rubber bands on there. I've got another bent bit of wire for a hook at that end, so I can just easily add rubber bands to give us more power. The arm's only held in place with rubber bands on there, which does mean it slops around a little bit. And we've got a bit of string, kite string I'm using, going through a little hole there, and we're connected to the back axle. So I'll wind it up and see if we can get a straight run. If we look up here, we can see the arm is coming over. And as I say, it does rock around a little bit because I've done nothing to make it stable. It's just those rubber bands holding it in place. Right, what you will find is when you come quite a long way over, the bands are already stretched. They're not stretching very much further when you're coming down this far, so you're actually not getting or not storing any more power. See, that's just on the position where it will go. If I let it go a little bit further, it will actually get to a point where it will start on its own because it's got more power. Right, I think that will start. Yeah, that will start on its own from that position. So, let it go. Is it going to go? Oh, a little bit further then. Okay. A little bit more. How about there? Yeah, so don't overwind it if you want power, or add more rubber bands, which I've allowed for. So it might seem counterintuitive, but it's the leverage At that position, the rubber band is almost pulling at right angles. At that position, it's pulling along the line of there, and it's actually putting very little power. I can hold that in position quite easily, whereas at that position it's quite hard. So, seems counterintuitive, but that's a fact of the way it works. So you may need to start with your arm somewhere like that to get the best out of it. What I really should have done was made a proper bracket up there rather than use the rubber band so it isn't so sloppy. Yeah, working. Could be improved on quite a bit, but I think we got the general idea. Summary time. Well, I'm going to claim that as a complete success. It could certainly do with some extra work to tidy it up. This rubber band here just holding the arm onto the pivot point is not very good. It's flexing around too much. But other than that, it's working absolutely fine. It's just the same as a Mousetrap car, except we're using rubber bands instead of a coiled spring. So, well, I suppose I ought to tell you what we've got again. It's a plastic spirit level from Poundland several years ago. I haven't seen them in the last few years. It's just a convenient, rigid plastic item. Wheels are CDs, plastic bottle tops for the hubs, hot glued in place. The axles are all bamboo canes. I did actually put a little bit of cane right through the middle of that one, so we got a hook on there to hook the kite strings I'm using here onto. This is a bit of 6mm square section doweling from the DIY store. Bent paper clip for the hook on the end there, and a bit of bent wire there for the other hook, so we can adjust the number of rubber bands to give us as much power as we want. The dimensions are quite simply that piece there can't be any longer than the distance from there to the ground, otherwise it'll hit the ground as it goes through. And then that arm there, you could adjust that length to give you the best power output. The longer it is, the less power you get, but the longer the distance it travels. The shorter it is, the more power you get, but the less distance it travels. Yeah, pleased with that.